Okay, here we go. This is the Pryma, if I'm spelling that right, Pryma, and this is the new headphone, and I'm going to pull out the box here and some of the other things. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Let's go back to the box real quick. There's a drawer pulls out on here, and that has a bunch of things in it, which are these little bags which hold the cord and something else. I'm not sure what else. Larger bag for the headphone. It's a heavy canvas. Some padding for inside, and some manuals. This particular set is the since it has the carbon fiber earpieces, they call it carbon Marsala, and the Marsala may be the color of the headband. Not sure, but you can buy different headbands for this. And anyway, we've got the books that tell us all about it, how to set the earpieces in. When you look inside here, the let's see if we can do this here. Yep, the headphone earpieces go into these slots right here, and then the headband goes here, and then you put it together. And when this all closes up, you get a magnetic closure on the side. So it's a really nice box, worth saving. And when it was shipped, there was an outer cardboard box for that, and then another outer cardboard box for that. So there were two levels of cardboard box enclosing that, so it was very well packed. And the headphone itself, this may be my first ever AAA headphone, and I say AAA because I should say AAA plus, because there are three things. Probably the least that I'm concerned about is the packaging, although the packaging was, as I'm saying, A plus. Just outstanding. And then the second thing is the physical properties of the headphone. That's the next step in importance, and it's absolutely superb. So I give that an A plus. Then the third thing is the sound, and fortunately I can give that an A plus, which is probably the first so-called fashion headphone I've ever had that got an A plus rating in sound. That's just incredible. The sound of this reminds me a lot of the AudioQuest Nighthawk. Some main differences. The Nighthawk treble and the treble of this Pryma are probably pretty similar. The bass is different. Mid-range on both are good. Let's look at that for a second here. See if we can just... yes, here's a little curve I did on this headphone. So we're seeing, I don't know, 3 to 4 decibels of increase that I did in the lower treble here from 2 to 5 kilohertz. Upper treble's fine. I did a very tiny recess down here around 800 hertz and a slight little boost around 500 and another little cut down here around 150. About 3 decibels, 4 decibels there. The interesting thing about the bass on this headphone is that the difference between that and the Nighthawk tends to have a very broad, substantial bass boost in the lower mids to upper bass, and it's it's extra warm, and a lot of people criticized it. This tends to have a deeper bass sound, so that you get more impact with EDM and things like that. So better, and I think there's going to be a lot of people really going to love this thing. And the cord goes on. It's double-sided, beautiful cord. Has the microphone and clicker here. It's a standard clicker for standard players. It works on the Apple, but it doesn't provide volume adjustments. We have mono plugs, 2.5 millimeter mono plugs, and that controls your left and right. And then down here, of course, we have the extra conductor tip ring sleeve with the extra connector for the clicker here. Now this is not an inline analog volume control, of course, so there's no signal loss there. It's just a clicker. Back to the headphone itself. This actually feels a little heavy for something its size. It's because there's a lot of metal here, but because of the way it fits, you put this on, the weight disappears. Just take my word for it, it does. Very soft, spongy underside of this headband here. Nice leather on top. Sort of a leatherette kind of ear pads here that are very soft. And fits around my ears perfectly. Actually, they're kind of shaped for ears. There may be people with very large ears that won't fit inside of here, but I think the vast majority of people are going to fit inside there just fine. My ears are not small, and they fit in here perfectly good. And it's not extra snug like something like a B&W P7. It's not like that. This is it's got pretty good room in there for my ears. The range of adjustment on the headset is going to be 1 click smaller than where I use it, and then 2 clicks larger. Well, I take that back. 1 click for larger heads, 2 clicks for smaller heads, so it goes quite a bit smaller, and it goes, that's a pretty good increase larger. So I'd say this is going to fit, it's got to fit 90-95% of the heads out there at least. So there's a lot of room for adjustment there. Now, the way we work this, we take and turn the little tab here, and then pull this up, and then we just have to get a hold of this right. Move the headband downwards a little bit, push it back in, and turn the little tab, and there we go. We've adjusted the size, and then you can, like I said, put new headbands on there. And there's different colors and so on. They're all made with this very high quality material. I still say this is absolutely amazing. I never realized that anybody would make something so good that would sound so good. Pryma did something along that line with their extra durable headphones, and then of course their sound is a little more DJ. This is a little more towards the high fidelity type sound, although it's not neutral like the so-called neutral like Sennheiser 800 or 600. This is still warmer and a little softer and low treble than those particular headphones. But I think this is going to be the preferred sound probably for the next 100 years. Just an amazing headphone. You will just love this thing. It looks great. And you know, when it goes on the head, you get a nice slim fit. It doesn't bulge out, doesn't look ugly. Just a great looking headphone on the head. Then, the way I use that normally is I'll take something like a Dragonfly here and pop it into my Apple MacBook. That's the new 12-inch MacBook. Or, I may use a different amp, but mostly I like the Dragonfly. Or another thing I do is, this is kind of a clumsy arrangement here, but here's a Oppo HA2 amp, DAC and amp, so plug an iPod into that. Also plug the iPod into a, what's this, a Jitterbug, AudioQuest Jitterbug, so that actually cleans up the sound a little bit if you have any interference. So there's a good DAC and amp for portable devices, also works with Android, and that's what I use for my source. For testing purposes, I use on my, either on the laptop computer or on the portable devices by Apple. I use wave tracks, CD rips. To me, they're the most reliable, most consistent. Just rip a CD to bit perfect wave tracks and you're ready to go. So there we are. We have the Pryma headphone in carbon fiber Marsala, and this one was $550 USD. That would be $50 more than some of the other editions. Can't say enough about this. This is a first, AAA plus all the way around. So there we go. Anything that I miss on this review, like well, for example, the isolation is very moderate here. A little bit of isolation, worthwhile, of course. But if you're going to get right up there in traffic and everything else, it's not going to provide a lot of isolation. And the leakage is small enough that it probably won't bother most people, but if you're in a very quiet library and you got people sitting right next to you, they'll probably hear some of the faint stuff coming out of there, so that might not work so well unless you turn the volume way down. So there we go. Pryma headphone, thank you very much.